3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to another episode of Dan Tony Sports. My name is Dan Snyder, joined always by... Wait, where's Dan O'Shea? He's not here yet, but he'll be here. We got Tony Casper, we got Dan Beebe. How are you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
Oh, that's good to hear. We got some fun today. We're going to talk about college football, like always. We're going to talk about NFL, like always. We're going to sit here and complain about why the college football playoff rankings aren't released till 9 o'clock.
Bogus.
Yes. We're going to mention something about China.
What?
China. All right.
4K.
Oh, you'll see. And, of course, we're going to update what's going on with LeBron, the Knicks, and the GOAT. But first, our pigskin poetry. So Zeke is suspended, this time for real. But with Morris and McFadden, it's no big deal. Combined 10,000 yards and a great O-line, the Dallas Cowboys will be just fine. I'm more worried about that terrible D. The only ones I trust are Lawrence and Lee. The others have talent I cannot deny. But defense can't rely on only two guys. The Cowboys got lucky of these next 6 teams. Only the Eagles can stop the run, it seems. So I'm not worried, and you can see why. The Cowboys' running game is stacked with 3 starting guys. Now, do note, this poem was written before Sunday's game.
I was going to say, it sounds like it was.
I'm still not concerned about the running game. I'm concerned about Tyron Smith, and I'm concerned about the defense.
The defense has been cause for concern for a while, though.
Yeah, it's going to get even worse with the loss of Sean Lee, who could be out for 4 to 6 weeks.
Were you surprised by that, though?
Yes, because last season he was healthy, except for one game.
His history has been tainted with unfortunate... What is it about Texas linebackers where they seem to hurt themselves?
What do you mean Texas? He went to Penn State.
No, I'm talking about him.
In the state of Texas now.
I'm saying the state of Texas.
Okay, I thought you meant
Cushing. Can he get through a season healthy?
J.J. Watt?
That's what I'm saying. Like, defensive guys in Texas. What is it about Texas that makes them like, I'm about to break something?
I don't know. Too busy with...
extracurriculars?
I guess. You know what? Sean Lee is a multi-time man of the year, so I'm going to go out and say that he overextends himself doing good in the community.
That's a nice way of putting it. That's the optimistic way of stating things.
I mean, it's the realistic way, honestly.
Realistic.
Oh, and Dan O'Shea is finally here. Finally. No, It's actually quite young. We haven't even really done anything except the poem.
Good.
We've also...
Which is how he felt there was a lot of faith to be had in the Dallas Cowboy backfield before they lost left tackle and joined the ranks of, the Giants and how terrible their line is.
I will say, this is the running game in general for the Cowboys. Put up over 100 yards. Pretty pleased. Over 100 yards.
Yeah, not
and
bad.
that's with Darren McFadden having negative 2.
Let's be honest. We'll get into that game, but that game was single-handedly taken over by, now I'm drawing the blank.
Adrian Claiborne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even though he recorded the 6 sacks, even when
Plus
Prescott
3
was getting
hits.
to the line of scrimmage, he was there somehow. So, in my opinion, he single-handedly played himself into a Pro Bowl. With that game alone.
He recorded more sacks in that one game than he has in any season that he's played in the NFL.
Which is amazing.
His previous record was 5.5 for a season.
Unreal.
And he had, 6.5?
He had 6. He had 6 against the Cowboys. Which goes to show just how damn important Tyron Smith is. So, actually, we're going to start with the NFL today. Because we have to wait till 9 o'clock to see who the top 25 for college football are.
Okay.
Because Kentucky and Kansas are playing. Like anyone cares about Bill Self and Calipari.
Seriously.
One thing I do want to mention before we get into the meat and potatoes of what we're going to be doing today, we do have an announcement. of a special guest that will be joining us next week. And I will be mentioning that at the end to draw on a little bit of suspense.
Yay!
People, man.
All right. So, like I said, let's start with the NFL. You want to run through scores? You want to go through questions first?
Let's run through the scores.
Run through the scores. Okay. I don't know that we want to do this. All right. So we're going to start.
A bad week for all of our teams.
Speak for yourself. It was a great week for the Giants. Great week.
Close to the draft pick.
It's completely on point. You got to give a team that has no loss or no wins a win so that you can hopefully move up.
Really quickly, I would like to just reiterate the point that the Giants have given 3 teams this season their first win.
Yeah.
We'll give them a pass on the first game.
Yeah.
The Cowboys, that's one of them. But they gave the Chargers and the 49ers their first win.
They play Cleveland.
No, they don't.
Unfortunate for Cleveland.
They still do
That would be a game to remember.
Or forget, depending on how drunk you are.
pretty drunk.
Yeah, I'm guessing you'd have to be pretty drunk.
If you're not forgetting, then you're probably not drunk enough if you're a Giants fan.
All right, so we'll start with the Thursday night game. Seahawks 22, Cardinals 16. Cardinals are a terrible team. Without a starting running back, with a backup quarterback,
and Larry Fitz,
and Larry Fitzgerald. So, I just want to ask this question really quickly: are the Seahawks as bad as I think they are?
I think they're pretty bad. Their O-line is just terrible.
Defense took a hit.
Their defense is not as dominant as it should be. It's not bad, but you'd think with the budget they put into it, that it should be, elite, and I don't really think it is.
Guys, I just really want to say, with this injury to Richard Sherman, that we better keep his name out of our mouth, or else he's going to call us out on, like we're Michael Crabtree or something.
Who said those bad things about you? Crabtree!
He tore his Achilles?
Ruptured his Achilles, I thought it was.
That's a terrible injury.
Yeah, he said he had been feeling it for a while, and that when it goes, and it went.
So now, sorry.
I'm just going to say, look, the Seahawks are not the team we thought they were going to be, clearly, because if you're hung 16 on you by a, I guess, best description, depleted Arizona team, you're not where you need to be if you want to compete. And the Rams continue to increase and look better week by week, whereas Seattle looks like they're hurting each and every week.
And
coming
the
out
loss
of it.
of Sherman is
Not going to help.
It's huge because he's the one side of their coverage.
Yeah, the dirtbag side.
They're gonna. I don't think he's a dirtbag.
Wait.
I disagree on that.
He takes some cheap shots and then complains about safety of players.
I just want to say I don't think it's going to be as bad as we think. It's still going to be pretty bad, but this is going to force the safeties who play really well to play better.
Yeah, and
which we know Cam Chancellor can. Mm-hmm. We know Cam Chancellor can be the best defensive player in the NFL. We've seen it many times.
Yes.
We've seen when Cam Chancellor is at his best, there is no football player as good as he is. True. None. On any position. Not Odell Beckham, not Carson Wentz, not even Aaron Donald, who I think is the best player in the NFL, is as good as Cam Chancellor when he is at his best. Okay. I think this is going to force. Yeah. I think this is going to force him and Sheldon Richardson and Michael Bennett, and I think they're going to step up. And you're not going to lose any defensive production at all.
I disagree. You're losing your number one corner. You're bound to lose some production. Maybe they'll minimize the damage, but there's no way that they're not going to lose any production.
I don't even like the Seahawks, and I have faith in the guys to step it up. I really do. I think the Legion of Boom can still be the Legion of Boom without Richard Sherman. He's not even boom. He's just fast.
Exactly, and I think they're I think they're going to get burnt a few times going forward, and I think this is really, I think their playoff chances were middling at best.
They're not making the playoffs.
And,
I mean, we're
now I don't think they are.
We'll find out how much of an effect it
wild
has.
card shaping up to be now?
So the leaders are Eagles, Vikings, Saints, and
Rams.
I think the wild cards are Panthers and Lions.
All right.
Yeah, look that up.
Yeah.
Because it's either the Lions or the Cowboys.
I want to say it's the Lions, but I'll double check.
I think because they have a better... No, I think it would be the Cowboys because they have a better victory over common opponents.
I thought the Lions had the better record, though.
I think they're both 5-4.
Wild card stands at Seattle and Carolina currently. It's 6-3.
Seattle and Carolina. Okay. And then right behind them would be the Lions and the Cowboys.
Lions, Cowboys, Atlanta, Green Bay, all at 5-4.
Okay.
Dallas has a leg up on Atlanta.
How?
And it has
They just
leg
lost
up.
head-to-head.
Has a leg
Yeah,
up
that doesn't make much sense.
on Detroit, and Green Bay has a leg is following all of them.
Yeah, Green Bay's not gonna. Green Bay is kaput at this point. No Rodgers. I have zero faith in them.
No, I mean the way the Lions are trending upward, the way people keep getting hurt on Green Bay is going to continue to slide. The Lions will increase. Vikings don't look like they're going to relinquish that spot.
7-3.
I just want to say,
They're 7-3 now.
the Vikings.
So it's got to be Panthers Seahawks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Seahawks are 6-3.
Seahawks aren't going to hold that.
I don't think so either. I don't know what their.
I mean, that's the other thing I was about to say is we're going to find out because we're going to see how much Richard Sherman mattered. You're going up against Atlanta next week, San Francisco the week after, not going to pose huge threat to the secondary. But then you have Philadelphia.
Atlanta does, though. They're going up against Atlanta?
They're going up against Atlanta this week. They get San Francisco the week after.
Burn them without Sherman. I expect they're either Julio's going to burn them or they're going to have to sacrifice so much doubling up on Julio that they're going to get burnt by
Sanu?
Yeah, Sanu or
Snoo.
or Freeman. Well, if Freeman plays this week,
He's not. He's out.
It's a Monday night game though, so I wouldn't rule him out yet.
I thought I saw
Coleman
he was.
can do everything he can do.
Yeah,
So.
I thought it said that he was ruled out and Coleman's starting.
I mean, if you look at it, 3 of their next 5 games are against teams that can air the ball out. The Falcons, Eagles, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Rams.
Yeah, that's an odd statement.
But
yes.
they can all air the ball out. The Rams look like they're like,
Rams
you know
don't
what? Give us all the
the
Buffalo
Rams
Bills that
don't
used
even
to be on the team.
need to air it out. The Rams defense is gonna just take a dump on Seattle's offensive line so hard that it's just gonna translate to
It's gonna
like
be
3
bad for
defensive touchdowns for the Rams. It's gonna be an ugly game that the Rams are gonna come out on, and honestly, the way the Rams are playing, it looks like they'll come out well ahead of them, but you never know because it's a division game.
Oh no, I agree with you.
The Rams always play the Seahawks tough.
It always seems to be 1-1. It always seems to be 1-1 with Rams Seahawks. No matter how
trick play.
bad or good.
Somehow Johnny Hecker always broke like an 80-yard touchdown run playing against
Have
the
they faced each other
Seahawks.
yet this season?
I don't think so.
I don't think they have.
I don't believe they have. I can.
There's
tell
a
you
lot of late year division matchups.
They did, and the game was 16-3 in favor of Seattle that time.
Okay, interesting, but the Rams hadn't found their stride. That was early then, if I'm not remembering.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, hang on 1 second.
Look at 22 weeks
1,
ago.
2, 3, 4. That was week 5 of the season.
Okay, week 5. All right, that's not that far back, but I still think the Rams are hot right now. They've clearly gelled pretty well together. I don't think their schedule's that easy that they should be that dominant if they weren't a pretty good team.
I mean, that's a pretty good point. But I will say, like I said, I expect the Seahawks defense, the rest of the defense, to step it up. I really think we are seeing Sheldon Richardson get better and better every week. And that's scary because he's playing really well.
Well, he's always been a monster, despite an off year last year.
It wasn't an off year. He was misused. He was sabotaged.
I don't know if he was necessarily sabotaged as they were just trying to do something without